The biggest problem that is preventing us from getting better and more drugs to patients is our limited understanding of how disease biology actually works. The problem is not that we don't have the data, is that we haven't figured out how to connect that data together, decode it, and make sense of it, and truly build a map that gives us the deep understanding that we need. And if we can do that, we can move the needle in such a drastic way to really address the massive need in the market and bring better medicine to patients.
You know, we look upon biology often as a box. And unfortunately, in most cases, it's still a black box. For most companies, 90% of the clinical trials fails. The large majority of your efforts are wasted.
So any experiment, any platform, software, hardware, people, skills that can be leveraged to zoom in and demonstrate that a target and the modulation of it will attenuate the disease is a major goal for any biopharmaceutical company, for any researcher in discovery.
Adding capacity to understanding the data we have helps reach a certain ceiling. The difference between simply processing information and finding patterns and having a real understanding of what's happening in the data is usually the line between where machines and automation get us and where a human can get us. Now we're seeing AI help make that translation, understanding the cause, the complexity surrounding that cause, and ultimately what happens in the human body.
When I got to know BenchSci and its platform currently resting on Ascend, it really opened up an opportunity to take benefit on this enormous amount of data and translate it into computable decisions based on evidence and not a lot of guesstimates.
So BenchSci's knowledge graph is the only biological knowledge graph that is derived from genuine experimental evidence with verified reagents and protocols. As such, it is ground truth for biology.
This knowledge graph is different. It's not simply abstracts. This is full text and image being incorporated from the scientific literature across such a volume of the evidence. That is truly differentiating relative to anything else I've seen in the market. My team, in fact, tested it against large language models out of box. We tested it against our own fine-tuned models. We even put it head-to-head against our internal scientists. And every time, the biological evidence knowledge graph won.
It's extremely important to have a grounding truth or a grounding mechanism to all the AI that we build. The symbolic portion of Ascend is our way currently to prevent or to minimize hallucinations. And I know that scientists in biomedical research really appreciate that.
There's a lot of noise in the industry about co-pilots. And what a co-pilot is fundamentally putting the scientist in the driver's seat. And what we're building, and part of the future of where drug discovery is going, is a co-scientist. This is really bringing in predictive capabilities, agentic capabilities, and enabling the scientist to interact with a co-worker.
I think what is also extremely exciting in the space is the next frontier. Meaning once you have built a map of disease biology, once you have understood everything that's ever been discovered in the past and at scale, then you can really unleash AI on top of that to come up with new ideas, and connecting that into the physical lab of actually testing those and closing that data loop, also known as autonomous drug discovery. Achieving that can be something like the Industrial Revolution, but in medicine.
It's not going to be a healthy organization that continue to spend resources in an inefficient way because we're not bringing in the tools, we're not prepared to change in a way that's necessary and refreshing, because we can take on new roles in this new opportunity to integrate the way we work with AI models.
AI is an amazing technology. I don't think anyone would argue that it is the future. I can't think about a better space to apply it. Only 20% of all diseases have some sort of treatment to it. Not cure, but treatment to it. There is so much left to do. And if we can, and I truly believe that we can leverage AI to do that faster, then it will mean that people will have the most important thing they can have, which is their health. And I can't think about anything that's more important than that.